So I wanted to talk about Kimi Antonelli. He's someone who has been talked about a lot on F1 Chronicle, a lot in the kind of discourse and chat that's been going on in Formula One all this season, because ever since Lewis Hamilton got announced to be leaving Mercedes, that second seat has been up for grabs, and one of the drivers that's been in the kind of front running for that has been Kimi Antonelli, because he is the Mercedes junior driver, is a Mercedes junior driver, and junior is the key word here. He's 17 years of age. At the start of this season, he couldn't get his super license till he turned 18, which he's still not done. He's still 17 years of age. But they changed the rules. They did that a while ago to allow for an exemption for these exceptional circumstances such as his. And I have to admit, when that first got announced, I did think, this just doesn't seem right. This feels, just something about it just feels wrong. What are Mercedes seeing that we're not seeing? I never at any point said that Antonelli would never be ready for Formula One. He's so young, and that's part of the problem. He's so young, he's so inexperienced, and he's only in his first season of Formula 2. For me, to warrant getting into Formula 1, if you're competing in Formula 2, you've got to be in the top 3, 4 in the championship for that. Otherwise, it kind of feels like you're stopping better talent at that time. Yes, his potential, his ceiling is high. Nobody's denied that. Nobody's denied that this kid's a talent. But in Formula 2, jumping from Freca, which is basically Formula 4, it's lower than Formula 3. Jumping from that into F2, that is a big adjustment for him. And how did he do? We didn't do bad. Don't get me wrong, he didn't do bad at all. It took him a little bit to get up to speed, but the best results for him were 4th places before Silverstone. He never stood on the podium before the British Grand Prix. And in fact, he had 2 non-scoring weekends in Catalonia and the Red Bull Ring. But then he rocked up at Silverstone. Sprint race. Torrential pouring rain conditions. He had to stop the race for a bit. He won the sprint. He absolutely showed his talent. Then he retired in the feature race. And Hungaroring, the first sprint race. He didn't do much in the sprint at all. He led in the early stages, but he was on the wrong tyre. He chewed his tyres up to pieces. Nobody else struggled like he did. Finished 14th. It was a bad race for him. It seemed as though that Silverstone result was a bit of a flash in the pan, a bit of something to expect for the future, but not something to expect now. But as all those who watched the Hungarian Grand Prix will have seen, this kid's unbelievable. The talent and pace that he showed in that feature race in Hungary, I am honestly in awe of him. He's 17 years old. I was doing my A-levels. I was failing my A-levels when he was succeeding at Formula 2. He obviously led early on. He led after the pit stops because he was on the hard tyres. He did the opposite to what he did in the sprint race. He went on the hard tyres. He led after everybody on the soft tyres pit. Then he got a safety car for Cordial's accident, took full advantage, put the soft tyres on. I think, what did he restart? He restarted in 5th place, I think it was. He came through the field in like 2 laps. So in first, pulled out a 10-second gap. A 10-second gap in Formula 2 when all these cars are equal, all these cars are spec cars effectively. I know that some teams are better than others. And this is what makes it even more impressive as well, because you've got Prema, who have been having a very poor season by their standards. Antonelli and Behrman both struggling. But in that race, it was just on another level. And yet there were some other drivers as well that were on the soft tyres, but none of them had the pace advantage that Antonelli did. He has absolutely shown that I believe fully now that he is ready for Formula 1 next year. Hell, you can put him in the Williams now, and I think he'd do a better job than Logan Sargent. It'd take him a bit of time to get up to speed, but by the end of the season, I think he'd be scoring points. I think he'd be challenging Alex Albon. Maybe I'm getting carried away here, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But for me, I think that Hungary feature race, that has absolutely signed, sealed and delivered the fact that he's going to be driving for the Mercedes AMG next season. He's going to replace Sir Lewis Hamilton, who's going to Ferrari. 100% for me. Whether he makes his debut after the summer break for Williams, I don't know. But for me, he is absolute signed, sealed and delivered Mercedes seat, and I think that's going to put a real dent into Carlos Sainz's career as well, because he's been waiting on that Mercedes deal. I don't think it's going to come after this. I don't think there's any chance it's going to come after this. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion on it all. I absolutely think this kid's ready for Formula 1. I really do. You don't have that kind of raw natural talent. I've not seen that raw natural talent since Max Verstappen were coming up in Formula 3 regional, whatever it was called back then, European Formula 3. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But yeah, let us know what you think about it in the comments below, guys. Is Antonelli ready for a Formula 1 drive, and is he ready for it now in the Williams? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, keep it subscribed to the Formula 1 Chronicle.com to see much more content just like this.